Hello, my name's Alicia. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video of 10 tips for your weight loss journey. If you watched my, I think, very first video I posted, I gave some of my background on my weight journey. And roughly 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more, I had lost 75 pounds and I kept it off for 6 to 7 years until my dad passed away, and I was also pregnant at the time. And since then I am roughly probably 50 pounds above where I was, and so I am getting back on track and trying to lose that weight and keep it off. And part of my kind of goal with that was to make weekly videos just to help motivate myself, keep myself accountable, and if I can motivate or help anyone else along the way, then all the better. So anyway, I'm going to do this in segments just so then I can more easily number it for you guys in the video. I like that when other people do that. That way you can kind of scroll through it if you need to and just watch what you want to watch. So my number one tip is to make your diet or plan work for you. I do Weightwatchers freestyle. In the past, when I lost 75 pounds, I think it was Points Plus or Smart Points. I don't remember. I've done 2 or 3 of Weightwatchers programs over the years. I loved that program, and I didn't really want to try freestyle just because I was so in love with that other program. So anyway, I do Weightwatcher freestyle. But that doesn't mean that's the only way, the best way, whatever works for you. If keto works for you, you do keto. And what I found with any diet is that there's a community within that diet, and there's the gauntlet of people who are super extreme, people who cheat, or however it is. So you do what works for you. If you're on keto and you have 30 carbs a day, awesome, because if you're losing weight, that's what matters. For Weight Watchers, if you watch some of my videos where it shows food, I don't count certain things, but I'm still losing weight during that week, so it works for me. I see, because I'm Weight Watchers and I'm a member, I have access to their app, and there's different communities that you can join and look at, and people comment. There are so many people who kind of judge you if you have Diet Coke or if you use artificial sweeteners. Ignore them. Whatever works for you on your plan in your life, do that. If you like microwave meals and that's for you, awesome. If you want to eat all organic, great. So that's my first thing, is do what works for you and try your best to ignore the other people. All right, on to tip 2, which sort of segues right from what I was just saying, is ignore the doubters, ignore the haters, and try to stop self-talk. So that's kind of almost like 2 in 1. But my in-laws, for example, have in the past done the whole, well, can't you splurge this one time, or you have to have fun every once in a while. And those comments sort of get under your skin, and then you almost think, well, why can't I? So try to ignore the people like that. There's people at work who, maybe you're eating a cookie that was on the break table, and they're like, aren't you on a diet? Can you eat a cookie? And so those comments sort of, at least for me, trigger it. Well, yeah, I can eat a cookie. Watch me eat 5. So try to ignore that, which I know is easier said than done. And the other thing too is negative self-talk. Try to push those thoughts out. Think positive. I got to where a while in my journal, I would be, I can, I will, and just almost like over and over again writing, those positive words. Because if you doubt yourself, it's going to derail your progress. All right, so tip 3 is planning. In my last video, I had shown, I found these on Amazon. You got 2 of these, which are pretty good sized notepads, and I don't remember the price, somewhere between $7 and $12. And I am gonna start using these to plan my meals and kind of outline points so I know what to buy at the grocery store, and I sort of know where I have wiggle room or no wiggle room, etc. So planning can you know, take many shapes, whether it's for the day, for the meal, for the week. A lot of times when I have a barbecue or some event, I will, if I know what's going to be served, try to like plan points, think of the day. Maybe if dinner is going to be a heavy point day or heavy calorie day, then I will try to make healthier choices before that. And so that's planning. So on Weight Watchers, you get a certain amount of points for the day, and then you have weekly points. So I try to plan those. I budget it so I can have treats throughout the week, and then it helps me stay on track. So planning to me is important. All right, so I'm gonna do tip 4 and tip 5 together because to me, they go hand in hand. And I have done this for years. It started back when I was on Weight Watchers the first time. But hide trigger foods, and then that would be number 4, and then number 5, have healthy options around. So there are just certain foods that I can't handle. I cannot have a thing of Oreos. I will eat them. I can't have ice cream in their freezer. I'm just going to eat it. Maybe not today, maybe not even for the next 5 weeks, but eventually it'll come a day where I will literally eat the whole carton of ice cream, or I will eat the whole box of Oreos, and I'm not kidding. So there's just lots of food that I purposely don't keep in the house. My daughter doesn't probably have the typical kid snack foods in our house because I will eat them. I will eat the Cheez-Its or the little kid granola bars, although those not so much, but any of like the little snack packs of kid stuff, chips, whatever, I just keep them out of sight, out of mind, and out of sight means out of my house. Short of having like a cabinet in a garage where my husband has a lock and key, eventually my willpower will lose, or I'll be stressed and I will go grab for that. And once I grab one, I'm going to eat 50 of them. And so tip 5, again, which goes right with that, is have healthy options at home. I try to always have some sort of healthy snack that's available, fruit, vegetables, etc. I often have like a diet ginger ale just because the bubbles fill me up. So I try to have healthy options, or options that I can grab if, you know, I'm feeling the need for something. So tip 6 I touched on in my last Weight Watcher video, and that has to do with the scale. This kind of goes back to number 1, do what works for you. But for me, I really have to try not to weigh in except for 1 day a week. The number on the scale drastically can affect how I feel. This was, I think, my 2nd week back on track after kind of a messy June. And sillily or stupidly, I got on the scale, I think like 4 days ago, and it showed me up. And it didn't derail everything, but I lost a little of my motivation. And because I was so bummed, I'm like, I worked so hard this week. I had stayed on track. One of my goals was to eat out less, and we packed our lunch or ate at home 3 times. So I was really excited about that. I was really on point, and I was really sort of threw me off. I'm like, how could, you know, I have went up in weight when I was doing so good. So for me, I need to not weigh in because the number really affects how I'm thinking about me, my body, and food. But on the other hand, like I said in my tip number 1, make it work for you. So if getting on that scale super motivates you in a healthy way, I say go for it. Do what works for you. But for me, I can't get on the scale because it affects me. And so today was my weigh-in day, and I was 1.6 down. So a few days ago, had I not let that derail me a little bit, because I wasn't necessarily like totally off track, but I wasn't being perfect either for the last 48 hours. So that number probably would have been higher had I not gotten on the scale and lost a little bit of my motivation. All right, tip 7 is find things or people or books, YouTube channels, whatever it may be that motivate you, positive influences in your life, because that will help make you or have the energy to go farther and faster. So I have tried to read a book. I know if you watch all my other videos, I'm always showing this book. This is I'm reading a couple chapters every week. After I'm done with that book, I'm going to try to find another book. So I like reading things like that. It kind of keeps a good message about food in my mind, and so I think about it. I like the Weightwatchers meetings for that, although sometimes that can backfire if somebody makes a comment or whatever. But I like sort of getting a nugget of wisdom I can hold on for the rest of that week. I've been trying to find, Weight Watcher channels, things like that motivate me. I try to, like I was saying, the Weight Watcher app, I try to go to the Connect area and try to find people or sort of channels that motivate me. So I think it's key to find whatever motivates you, whether that's a friend who's going to walk with you, or somebody to talk about food with, or whether it's videos, books, etc. Find something that motivates you to help it stick. All right, number 8 is ask for support, or, make your needs known. There are times where I just have to say sometimes no. Like the other day, for example, my husband really wanted McDonald's, and I just sort of stuck to my guns and we went to Chipotle. For me, Chipotle is a healthier option and it keeps me fuller longer. I can have Chipotle for lunch and I am full through dinner. For whatever reason, McDonald's, I'm sure, is more calories. There's nothing wrong with McDonald's, but for me, it doesn't keep me full. I'll need a snack in 3 hours. Sorry, I keep accidentally kicking the tripod. But I need a snack sooner. And so I just stuck with my guns, and in a way I asked for support, but I didn't even really ask. It was just, sorry, we have to go to Chipotle. But asking that, the other day I knew I was probably going to want ice cream. So I asked him, I said, if for some reason I suggest ice cream, try to be the road bump that stops me. So ask for support. If you feel comfortable, sometimes you don't feel comfortable with coworkers or friends or family, ask for help. All right, number 9 for me is a struggle sometimes still. Today I sort of ate too many of my daughter's French fries. This was kind of more for moms. I'm not sure whether it's just me. I grew up in a clean your plate household when I was growing up. So I have had trouble not finishing my daughter's food, whether it's at home or when we eat out. But like today we went to Chick-fil-A and I kept arguing with myself, I'm not going to eat some of her fries, but she didn't finish them, and so I did. So I don't know, for some reason I need to get over that. So that's my advice, is if you're a mom, just throw it out or take it home and save it for them for later. But we've got to stop eating our kids' food. And my last one, which again, I still struggle with. If I think about it, I will attach a picture after this clip. But number 10 is appreciate where you are. So at my lowest weight, I didn't feel that I looked good. I felt fat still. And even though I knew I lost 75 pounds, somehow in the mirror, I still didn't recognize all the success. So I really think you need to appreciate where you are. I know that a lot of times that can be easier said than done, but looking back at those pictures, I was like, wow, I looked great. I just wished that my old self would have recognized that I looked great and healthy, etc. But in my mind, I was just somehow focused on, I still have more weight to lose, etc., etc. So appreciate where you are. For me, that's sometimes a struggle. I wish I could get the weight off faster, but I have to just try to focus on the fact that I'm eating healthy, and it's going to be one day at a time. So anyway, I hope these tips have helped, and I wish you luck on any of your journeys and goals in life. Thank you.